Hey, my spooky love. So when you think about Christmas, Christmas is supposed to feel nice, warm, and cozy with soft lights, quiet nights, and kind of calm that makes you feel safe when you go to sleep. Winter have a way to amplify things. Silence feels heavier, darkness feels closer, and even in a place that you've known all your life, it just sometimes feels different. Tonight, I don't want to tell you cheerful stories. I want to talk about the side of Christmas that feels wrong. The stories that don't be played on TV, that don't end in a happy way, the ones that people don't remember because it's not dramatic enough. So if you're listening to this late at night, turn off your lights or even dim them, get a nice cozy blanket, maybe some coffee, tea, and sit back and relax. And I hope you enjoyed this video because these are some dark Christmas stories that don't feel festival at all. Story number 1, The Stranger at Christmas. There's a story that circulates quietly every Christmas. A family is home at Christmas Eve, snow falling very gently, the roads are all quiet, but then there's a knock at the door. There's a man standing outside. He looks very cold, kind of confused, says that his car just broke down and he needs to use a phone. And because it's Christmas, they let him in, but they soon will come to regret that decision. At first, nothing feels wrong. He goes sit near the fire, warming up his hand, and gently smiles at everyone. But slowly, the atmosphere changes. It starts to feel very weird. He started asking questions that feel a little too uncomfortable, start glancing around the house a little too long, pays attention to things that he shouldn't take notice to. Eventually, the father offered him a ride to the nearest gas station. But when they come back, police are already waiting for them. The man wasn't stranded. He was wanted. Officers say something that sends chills down the family's back. If they hadn't let him in, somebody could have been seriously hurt that night. What makes this story so chilling and disturbing is how close dangers blend in. Christmas teaches us to open up, be warm, to help and trust. This story asks a terrifying question. What if that's exactly what somebody betting on? Story number 2, The Christmas Guest That Never Left. So there's a story that pops up every year, usually by older people who grew up in older homes. A family is hosting Christmas. Nothing fancy, just a lot of food, noise, and just a lot of festivity going on. But at some point during the evening, someone noticed that it's an extra coat hanging up by the door. Nobody claims it. They assume that it belongs to a guest that already left. Later that night, after everyone goes on, the coat is still there, so they hang it back up. The next morning, it's still there. Days pass, weeks pass, a month passed, and still nobody came to claim this coat. No matter how many times they remove the coat from the hook, it always seemed to reappear. It would reappear in the same exact spot, the same exact way, like it never been touched before. And eventually the family go ask an older neighbor if they recognize his jacket, and their face completely goes white. They say the coat belonged to a man who used to stay there decades ago, and he suddenly died on Christmas night. But what makes this story so unsettling isn't the thought of ghosts, but that the fact that somebody felt like they was invited, still arriving, still staying long after the Christmas party ended. Story number 3, The Christmas Tree Camera. And this gonna rub you the wrong way. So this story feels more modern. A family installed cameras near their Christmas tree. They wanted to capture Christmas morning, the smile, the laughter, the overall joy and happiness of their family open up Christmas presents for Christmas. On Christmas Eve, they all go to bed, the house is quiet. And then on Christmas Day, they went and looked back at the footage. At first, everything looks normal. The Christmas tree lights flickering, the room is empty. But then after midnight, somebody started turning off the tree lights. And not all at once, but one at a time. Starting from the top, one light go off, somewhere near it, another light go off, A little further down, another go off. But then all of a sudden, they all came back on at one time. The family thought that it was weird, so they zoomed in, and what they found is truly disturbing. They found that the presents all slightly shifted. They wasn't opened. They wasn't damaged. They was just kind of sorted. No person ever appeared on the camera. No explanation found. What makes this story more disturbing is how intentional it feels. Someone was there, but they somehow knew how to stay out the camera's way. Story number 4, the Christmas card from the dead. Every year without fail, a woman receives a Christmas card with the same handwriting, careful, neat, and very familiar. And the card always says the same thing. Merry Christmas, thinking of you, and I hope you're nice and warm. It's signed with the name of her older sister. But that's the problem. Her older sister died over 10 years ago. At first, the woman assumed that it was some type of cruel joke. Maybe a family member was trying to cope in a very strange way. Maybe the card was written a long time ago and just mailed out. But the thing is, the postmark was always current of every year. She tries to return the card, but a new one comes every December. She tries to burn the card, but the next year a new one arrives. One Christmas, she decided to look closer at the card, and she saw that there's a faint ash print in the fold of the card. Not dirt, not glitter, but ash. That's when she remembers something she haven't thought of in years. The night that her sister died, there was a fire. An electrical issue was found in the house. Her sister was found by the window. And that's when she also remembered something else. The message never say, I'm missing you. The message always say, I'm watching over you. It always say, I hope you're warm, like someone who never has been. That story is so sad, kind of creepy, but so sweet at the same time. Oh, that just made me think that past family members that have passed away are always watching over you like your little guardian angel. And sometimes they'll remind you that they was once there. Story number 5, The Last Carol. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This story comes from a quiet neighborhood. The type of neighborhood that the lights go up early and then they're taken down very late. There's a woman that lives at the end of the street. She's an older lady, keeps to herself, very quiet. Every Christmas Eve, she hears carols, always around midnight, never seen, but always heard. Always soft, slow, and almost careful. The songs weren't wrong, but the timing was. The pauses a little stretched too long, notes a little stretched too long. The first year, she thought it was teenagers. The second year, she listens a little closer. And that's when she realized something very chilling. They never sang the same carol twice. They never reached the end of the song. Everyone fades out mid-verse. On the third year, she finally gets the courage to open up the door. There's no one's there, but the singing continues all around her. Not coming from one place, but all around her. From the top of her roof, from behind her house, from across the street, to the end of her driveway. The final year she hears them, she recognized the voice. It was her voice. Songs that she recorded decades ago. The next morning, neighbors realized her lights never came on. The house was quiet every Christmas since. A few residents swear they can hear Christmas carols coming down from her house. And one voice is always familiar. Christmas stories is usually about hope, but these stories remind us of something else. Quiet don't always mean safe. Warmth don't always mean protection. And sometimes nights feels heavier for some reason. And if you enjoy stories like this, the kind you watch late at night when the house is quiet, the world is asleep, then please consider subscribing to our channel. I'll be here even during the holidays, telling stories that don't feel festival or even deserving. But that's the end I have for tonight's video. Have a wonderful Christmas Eve. Have a wonderful Christmas. And I see you in the next video. Bye, my spooky babes.